The vice president had earlier arrived the state at Otuocha Township Stadium on board a Nigerian Air Force helicopter with registration number NAF 599. In his entourage were the governor of Delta State, Senator Ifeanyi Okowa, the Minister of Labor and Employment, Senator Chris Ngige, the Director General, National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Engineer Mustafa Mahaja, among others. Expectant faces of displaced families who are stranded at the high ground at Anambra Bridge greeted the Vice President, Governor Obiano, and other members of their entourage who came to witness things for themselves. Addressing people of the area after he was ferried round the area, Professor Osinbajo, who noted that the federal government had earlier released some materials for the displaced persons, said his visit was to have an on-the-spot assessment of the real situation on ground to know what federal government will do differently to improve the living conditions of the displaced persons. Professor Osinbajo commended Anambra state government for its swift response to the flood challenge that has helped stabilize the situation. Commiserating with the families that lost property and means of livelihood to the deluge, the Vice President urged those still living in the flooded area to relocate to high grounds to avoid unwarranted accidents.
We commiserate with all of those who have lost their livelihoods, who have lost property, farmlands in particular. But we're also here to assess the damage and see what can be done to help those of you who have lost assets, people who have lost farmlands and all of that. So we have also brought some relief. I'm here with the Director General of NEMA, the National Emergency Management Agency, and I'm sure the local SEMA is here. I want to commend the state government for the work that has been done so far. I think that their response has been swift.
Governor Obiano, in his remarks, said his government had heeded early warnings by meteorologists and taken proactive steps to contain the eventuality. According to him, such steps include establishment and equipment of 29 holding centers across the flood-prone council areas, activation of relevant emergency response activities, among others. He said his government has commenced collection of data on the displaced families, adding that with support from federal government, it will provide them succor to enable them resettle after the deluge.
Among other places they've seen, they've done an aerial surveillance already and they've shown themselves on some of the flood.
One of the displaced persons, Mr. Friday Ekwoba, who said they cannot leave the flooded area because they are used to water, appealed to the federal and state governments to come to their aid as they have lost everything. From Anambra, I am Kene Chukwuofoma, reporting for ABS News.